my kitchen. I'm well aware, I know, the mop, unkempt, uncombed. I was supposed to go get it cut today, but I decided to work on this breakfast instead, because there's going to be a few stages, so let's get it going. We did bagels and cream cheese a few weeks ago. I said it was one of my favorites. This is also up there, all right? Eggs Benedict, which starts with a great English muffin. So let's get going. All right, we're going to make some English muffins for our Eggs Benedict. Here's the dough. It's been rising a little over an hour. Again, I don't need you put you through the whole dough mixing process. This one is AP flour, water, milk, egg, butter, salt, yeast. Okay? You can Google them. There's a million of them out there. I'm just going to drop it. Pretty nice. Not much left in the bowl. It's a super wet, super loose dough. Okay? Going to get some flour on my hands and just pat this down. The board obviously is floured. And then I'm going to take my little crumpet ring here. These are not cooked inside the ring like the crumpets. They can be, but we're going to cut them out, okay? Let me get some sort of a spatula or something to help move them. You know, I'll use this. Pick one up. And then I've got my sheet pan here with some cornmeal on it. And now I'm just going to kind of shape my little muffins. Alright, that looks good. I'll continue on and fill the tray. Alright, I got about 9 decent muffins and this little weird one, but I'm going to cook it anyway. So let's give them a little cornmeal on top. You know, that was always my favorite part, like the Thomas's English muffins or whatnot that you bought. It's that little crunchy cornmeal on the outsides. So let's give them a little bit of that. We'll cover these with this parchment. Let them rest for about a half an hour. I'll see you all at the stove. All right, onward we go. I did that little misshapen one as a tester. Came out great. You cook these low and slow. Cast iron is good. The cast iron is not oiled. Instead, I'm going to use more cornmeal. And I can get about 4 in here, so it's perfect. I did that little, like I said, that little sort of extra one, and that leaves me with 8. So I'll do 4 at a time. Get them in there. Now, the tester, like I said, it was absolutely delicious. I had it with a little Irish butter, some grass-fed butter, and a little fig preserves. It did get a little dark on the first side, and that's why you always want to do a tester. The flame was just a tad high. Okay, so now you do your tester, you kind of know what to do. So I don't want them to cook into each other. And so I got a nice low heat. What you do is you put your hand over the cast iron. You want to feel the heat, but not have it be able to burn you. And then you're at the right temp. And then cover them. So it's a mixture of crisping that outside, getting that beautiful English muffin brown, and sort of steaming the inside. Get those nice big airy, well, I guess nooks and crannies, as they used to say in the old advertising campaigns. So about 5-6 minutes on this side. I'll see you back here in a few. Okay, they puffed up nice. I had to turn the heat up a little, actually. All right, we might do that side again. I don't want to burn them. That one's got a little more color. Ooh, they certainly feel like English muffins. Now once you turn them, you can actually, the pan is not that hot. Well, the size of this guy looks like a Kaiser roll. All right, I think they're good. They're nice and airy inside. So we'll cover them again. Actually gonna lower the heat now again. It's a work in progress, right? Practice makes Ponde. Cover them. Now give them about 4 minutes or so on this side. All right, these first 4 are done. Look at the color on those. Perfect. They got so much air inside. I'm gonna get them off. Now I'm going to do the other 4, and what you want to do is scrape down and start fresh. You'll see some of the cornmeal get scalded. So I'm going to scrape down, paper towel, wipe out my cast iron. I'll turn off the heat now, and then I'm going to start with the fresh low heat, do the other 4. All right, here we go. 2, 4, there's 2 here. 6, 8, 9, and I had the 1 tester. I thought I had 9 altogether. I did the little tester, had it with some butter and fig preserves. It was amazing. So this row here was my first attempt after the tester. Pretty nice. This one's a beauty. This one's a big monster. I think I'll do that one maybe tomorrow with just a fried egg, some cheddar. These little flat guys, you know, practice makes perfect. They'll be fine. A little butter on them, split in half. Here's almost a perfect muffin in my opinion. Here's another one I like. Look at the color on that one. Here comes the beeps. Here's a nice one. This has those nice edges, remember from doing this? So this was my second round, and then I had 2 left over. Like I thought I had 8. I thought I was going to do 4 and 4 in the pan, then I realized I still had 5 on the parchment sheet. So I did 3 and 2. You want to give yourself a little room in the pan. So this was the one that stuck to the parchment. Again, it'll be fine. This is the one I think I'm choosing for my Eggs Benedict. Look at that even color. Nice little, almost caramelized. So I think this one's for my Eggs Benny. Some of these will get frozen. Some will get eaten in the next day. Might have friends here. You never know. So nice little batch. Now, you don't want to slice these with a knife. As I mentioned, when we were kids, they had the commercial on TV. You want to see those nooks and crannies. So take a fork, just go down through it. And actually, this one's a little on the thin side, but I'm glad I chose it because I already had one, right? I had the tester. Steam coming out. And when these are steaming like this, slap some butter on it, they don't even need to be toasted. But I'm going to toast this for the Eggs Benedict. Fork, right? Now let's open this up and see what we got. Oh yeah. Like I said, this guy's a little thin. If I open this beauty up, we'd see some nooks and crannies, right? Now, what the heck? I can always toast it later. Let's go for it. I'm going to have this one in the morning anyway. This is my first time. Let me tell you something. Back in the 90s, I could serve you a creme brulee right now that would knock your socks off. You know how many crappy creme brulees I had to eat in the 90s? Same with pizza dough. Same with bread. The more times you do it, you start to know how it's supposed to feel. There you go. There's an English muffin for you. Toast that up. So I'll toast that in the morning. Slap an egg on it. All right. Let's go to the stove and make some hollandaise. Hollandaise, one of the great sauces, right? Got this beautiful egg just laid this morning. Let's separate it. Now I'm cutting this in quarters. The recipe that I'm using would call for 4 egg yolks. I cut everything in a quarter because I don't need extra hollandaise laying around. I'm just doing my little breakfast. Just me here today. So 1 egg yolk, right? Beeps will get that later. So to our 1 egg yolk, for 4 egg yolks you would use a tablespoon of lemon juice. So I'll go with a 1/4 tablespoon. Now we want to whisk this so it gets kind of thick. Not so easy to do with the one egg yolk because there's not a lot to work with here, so fingers crossed. And I'm going to get my flame on under this. You just want a mild simmer on the water, right? This is like a double boiler type thing. So the last thing you want to do is scramble these eggs. That's looking pretty good. So let's get that over our simmering water. I had it on earlier, so the water's already warm. All right, lesson learned. I stepped away for about 5 seconds to look at a text. See that? Scrambled eggs. So thankfully with the chickens there is no shortage of eggs around here. So we'll add that to Beatrice's food for later. Got some ground turkey I'm going to cook for her. A little brown rice, sweet potato, and she loves her fresh eggs. So let me turn this camera off, clean up my little bowl, start over with a fresh yolk and lemon juice. And this time, I'm turning the phone off. Started with a new egg yolk, whisked it up right to the same state I had the other one with the lemon juice. And actually, this turns out to be a better bowl. Fits in here better. I've got just the slightest simmer on that water. And actually, I'm going to pull it out. A true double boiler, the bottom of this pan can be above the steam, above the water. And it's just getting hit with steam at the bottom. All right. Now I'm going to start drizzling in my butter while whisking. Butter's warm, melted. This is an emulsification, so you want to keep it moving. You don't want these eggs to cook. Off the heat, and this will thicken up. It's almost like the mayonnaise, right? A warm version. Give that a little gander. Hollandaise, yes. All right, we're just about there. Now I'm just going to hit it with a pinch of salt. Few grains, and a touch of, well, traditionally it would be cayenne, but I have this bourbon smoked chili powder. A few grains of that. That is killer. All right. What we need to do now is poach up a few eggs. All right, we've poached eggs before. I don't remember which episode that was. But I'm going to try something a little different today. Now, usually I use vinegar in here. You want a little acid. Can help keep them from sticking, but I had already cut this lemon, right, for the hollandaise. So let's use it up. Compost. I'm going to try poaching inside the rings. What the heck, I have them, you know. This could be a total bust, but I'm going to give it a try. I've got my English muffin in the toaster oven, browning the top of it. I've got my plate ready on the counter, because this was all going to come together pretty quick. Keeping an eye on my hollandaise. It's just nice and, just keeping a nice warmth there. There's no burner on. That's just the water that was warm. Water's coming to a simmer. Right? You don't want boiling water when you poach. You want the slightest movement, but enough to cook. And that's looking pretty good. I'm going to drop them right in the ring. Just to get them started. And then I'll see if I can take the ring off. This could be a challenge. But look, if you're not playing around in the kitchen, if you're not having fun with your food, what's the point? That's my opinion. All right, I can raise up the heat a little because I like to watch how quickly it whitens. So I can use a little more heat. Now when I poach my eggs, I like to splash to start getting the top colored. Bottom's cooking, no problem. Get a little of this hot water over the top. Let me check the muffins. Don't want to burn those beauties. That's looking good. I want that nice crackly little toast. Now while the eggs are poaching and the muffins going, come on over to the board with me for a second. Now, Eggs Benedict. Traditionally you would have Canadian bacon underneath that egg. But 2 weeks ago, with the bagels, we made the homemade lox. I loved it so much, I had to make another one. This is a worthy substitute. I go to diners and I ask for this. Right? No substitutions. Let me have the Eggs Benedict with smoked salmon or lox. If it's a good diner, they'll know exactly what you mean and do you right. So we got a lox sliced. Muffins are good. Saw that crispy top, I turned it off. Let's go back to the eggs. Now what I'm going to try to do here, wish me luck. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can remove the ring, leaving the egg intact. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, no real, it didn't really do much as far as shape. I could have just poached. But again, I'm just playing, having some fun. All right? Go over the top. I like a medium poach. I want a little yolk to start popping, start running when I cut in, but I don't want a raw yolk. Get that color over the top. You can even flip the egg once it's, oops, breakage. All right, I got overzealous, but that's okay. It's gonna be good, man. The hollandaise will hide that. All right, time for the setup. Let's do it. Toasted English. Let's clean up our plate a little. Now, I am going to, since they're warm, just slam a little butter on there. It's not going to hurt anybody, right? That'll melt right in, just a touch. A good grass-fed Irish butter. Let's load this up with our lox. You got to go back to that episode if you haven't seen it. It's the simplest thing. I think it's one of those things I'm just going to make on a weekly basis. Get yourself some nice wild salmon. It's so simple to do. There's so many ways you can use it. It's going to be a staple in my house. This stuff was amazing. I didn't even put any smoke on this like I did in that episode. Just the lox flavor, just the curing. Okay, that's ready for an egg. Let's get them. Alright, I'm going to flip this to hide my mistake. I'm not serving any guests here today, but, you know, we talk about presentation on here a lot. In fact, I get those whites out of there. Beeps can have those. Egg number 2. Beautiful. Let's get a little cleanup going here. We don't need these whites on the plate. Those will go to Beatrice. She'll thank us. All right. A little bit of cleanup. Here's our freshly made hollandaise from the just laid eggs. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Eggs Benny. Sub the lox. Let's crack some pepper on this for color and flavor. Another little touch of the chili powder. And now that plate's wanting one more thing. I slow roasted these asparagus with a little butter in the toaster oven. Eggs Benedict. It's brunch, man. It's 1:45 in the afternoon. Get that crunchy English muffin. Well, I guess I'll have to get that in the next bite. Wow. I haven't had Eggs Benedict in years. It was a staple. The slow roast, I'm telling you, on the asparagus. Oh man, they get caramelized up at the tip. As I was saying, before that asparagus hit me in the face, it was a staple order in the diners, 5 o'clock in the morning after a Kooks gig. This is amazing. Eggs Benedict. The slow roasted asparagus. I know I did that whole rant on the other episode about my hair, sister telling me to comb it and all that. I was supposed to go into town and get a cut today. I'll see if I can make it happen tomorrow or maybe Monday after the dentist. We'll see. It's about time. Thanks for coming to my kitchen. Make yourself some Eggs Benedict. We'll see you for the next episode.